Let's start, Ritika.
Good evening, everyone. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all to yet another inspiring episode of Corporate Gupshup, an initiative by the Corporate Club LNCT, where we bring you real stories, real experiences, and real guidance from students who have successfully achieved what many of us aspire to. The aim of the series is simple: to bridge the gap between campus life and corporate life by learning directly from those who have recently walked the same path. Today is going to be a session full of practical insights, honest experiences, and valuable lessons that no placement preparation book can teach.
Thank you, Ritika. It is now my pleasure to warmly welcome our guest for today's session, Mr. Vansh Rathi, who has recently secured a placement as a junior data software engineer at EPAM Systems. Congratulations once again, sir, and thank you for taking out your valuable time to be with us today. We are truly excited to learn from your journey.
Thank you, Team Corporate and Team LNCT for having me today and for the warm introduction. Hope you guys are doing great.
Yes.
So
Yep.
let us start with the questions now.
Yep, sure.
So let us start from the beginning of your journey. Sir, take us back to your college days. What was the turning point that made you realize it was time to start preparing seriously for placements now?
Keeping in mind the student journey, I think everything which you treat serious and you aspire about is a turning point, right? From the very first time I visited LNCT for the admission and all, I always had a dream that I have something missing. I have to do something, right? So that was a turning point when we were racing around different opportunities, different hackathons, different events. Uh, even like the time when we were low, we were studying for the exams one night before, or maybe exploring some new technology. Each point is a turning point, right? The one thing is the hunger for you to show up, and that's a a turning point for me. And I believe each student who aspires to do something in his or her life, having different goals, maybe to have a good placement, maybe to have excellence in his subject.
Yes, sir. So, entering the placement season, what was the biggest misconception you had about getting placed?
So most of us I like think that we will be starting studying in last years, or maybe if you start early, you lose the motivation in between. I think this is the biggest misconception. Uh, each year, each semester exam, each phase of your life is a training or a thing which needs time utilization, right? So, keeping in mind that you should be comfortable working with everything. If you are in college, it's a very busy day. It takes time to explore around. If it's a very comfortable day, you have some free time. It's your choice to either waste the whole day or utilize it for some productivity to rejuvenate or anything you need. So that's how you manage your different tasks around your college life and pretty much around that. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Sir, according to you, what actually makes a candidate stand out in front of recruiters?
So I'd say a candidate should be one who has an IT confidence and skills, good communication, a humble and polite background, a hunger to learn. All these are the core characteristics of a candidate which a recruiters looks around, because these are the first impressions which you make. Like even during a pre-placement talk, if you have a good communication, you get highlight. Even you interact with the people, have some questions around, you deep dive into the company's profile or anything around that. It's like a win-win situation for you as well as the company, as the company wants an ideal candidate who knows about them, who's tried to research about them, and likewise a student who needs the same company to grow more and more in this whatever. So that's my take. Yeah.
Okay, so like you started preparing or knowing about the skills.
Eventually, we came across Smart India Hackathon, the hackathon ecosystem. We participated in the very first year, which I got the opportunity. The second year, it was we were the grand finalist. We were not the winners, but surely we built upon our skill. Took a year around, and we were the winners in the next edition, 2024. So it's all a journey. We could have won and we could have settled, but it didn't work like that in the life itself. If we won in 2024, I aspire to maybe have more hackathons on my resume, maybe some professional hackathons now. Because I think if your profession has some cool stuff like hackathons, coding competitions, you should surely get off it. You should always explore around it. So that's my take. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So your profile reflects both deep technical skills and impactful leadership. For students who are overwhelmed by countless opportunities, how should they decide what to say yes to and what to ignore? So they build a career instead of just a strong LinkedIn profile.
So as I told previously as well, so everything around comes like you have 24 hours limited. You have to give it to sleep. You have to give it to the curriculum. You have to be engaged. You have to be active, right? So planning your day is what I think is the right decision maker for you to say yes or no. Because say if you have some activity planned around your day, you will definitely say no. It's important because the activity was important for you. If you are like loosely planning your day, like I'm quite flexible, like I'll get it done by EOD, but I am not like determined to do it by EOD. I think this characteristics will surely be leading to you in a confusion of yes or no, whether I should accept your task or no. And I think people like earlier also I was having some like difficulty to say no to some tasks, but I slowly and gradually learned that. And I think it's an important way. You shape your life, you shape your schedule, your whole day gets planned, and that's part of life. It's definitely worth learning to say no to things which you think is not in the priority list, and to say yes to good things, uh, so that you can have a very balanced schedule around your day. And maybe that's the way we grow in life, and things which come upon your way gets more enriched and well versed. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So as you won the SIH, like winning the SIH, does brought you any golden opportunities? Like what could you say about that? Like from our aspect, from where we are, we think that after winning such a national level hackathon, we'll get direct company offers or like such things happen. So what's the reality of that winning?
Mm. So SIH or like more likely Smart India Hackathon, it's a platform basically to have national level competition across students around India. Especially, it tests upon your skills like your patience, your team building, not only your personal or individual skills. It checks upon everything. Like if you are in a college where there are some say like less competition around hackathons, Smart India Hackathon is a great platform to have on your resume to give it a try, because it gives you the real competition from across the colleges, not only in Bhopal. It can be from Delhi, Bombay, and in big cities like Hyderabad itself. And it gives you a lot of opportunities to network with those folks, how they are learning, how they are utilizing technologies to build solutions around. And overall, the hackathon ecosystem, I think, is a great way to explore, to build projects. And to be active around the technology which you are working on, to be collaborative, to have some leadership skills around you. So this is all I think. Keeping in mind the interviews, how SIH helped me, I think the projects which I mentioned in my resume as well were hackathon projects. Like one of them was the winning project, and giving it around 1 or 2 to 3 months for rigorous making, testing, then also like vouching the judges, pitching them, improving it over the night. So all these journey, like the 1 or 2 months journey, shaped me around. And I think it was worth it because whenever we mentioned about hackathons, national level hackathons like Smart India Hackathon, and if the interviewer was from a recent batch, or even she may be a recent reviewer for the Smart India Hackathon, which mostly happens. So he knows what like Smart India Hackathon is and what crucial roles hackathons play right now in the current market. So that's definitely a part of interview which gets discussed. It doesn't like directly get you end up in a good company because a company needs skills. They need to test you according to their requirement, their feasibility, your working, your learning path, everything. So hackathon is a good discussion for an interviewer to give on projects, to know about your understanding, your handling of the team spirit, your handling of the situation, how you handle a particular problem, and it really gives you advantage. Do participate in a hackathon, not only Smart India Hackathon. If you get across any hackathon around you and you think you have a proper mindset, you have some thing you can go around, do participate in a hackathon in your college journey, especially. Most of the people, I think, nowadays are participating in hackathons. And if you are left out, do participate. I'll say it will give you an advantage sooner or later. Yeah.
So these are some good pieces of advice.
Yep.
So, looking at your profile, it is easy to admire achievements. But what were the difficult choices, sacrifices, or opportunities you let go of to stay focused on your long term goals?
Yeah, there were many opportunities, like opportunities as in I'll say we get lot of distraction around where to study, what to study, when should start our DSA. My friend is doing that. Should I go in that? So these are all distractions which came across in a student life, even in mine, uh, during a transition from first to second, second to third. We all get these distractions, and these are like personalized to your life. Uh, my distractions were different. Yours will be too different. And I think this is how the life tests you. This is the real life training which you get to stay away from distraction, to stay focused. Because these are the challenges we need to clear. Distractions like, say, we have assessment around, and if we party last night, or if we don't take it seriously, don't set up our laptops, these are distractions, right? Because we know that assessment is an important opportunity for you to get into an interview, get you a good opportunity in the corporate. And I truly believe that these distractions, like having carelessness, uh, having some false commitments to some things, can really mess upon you in the future. Your opportunities are like precious. Uh, and I truly believe these distractions need to be overcome by you only. No one will be like there to like say just cut off that, cut off this. It's your choice. It's your whole life. Just be prepared that something or the other day you will face something. So earlier you start, earlier you get. That's my take on that. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So, sir, as we have gone through your profile, we saw that you are a TEDx license. So, what were the learnings it added to your journey? Can you please tell?
So most of the interviewers also mentioned that why you like went to a non-tech event, or why you were engaged in a TEDx talk or TED talk event. So I think the same patterns comes in that be active, whatever the thing is. So I think TEDx is a platform which is completely supported and backed by LNCT Group, and it focuses truly on the leadership. Like if I took an initiative or my seniors took initiative to have TEDx on our campus, I think I just got that pattern and passed on. We hosted two TEDx events, and I think each of the personality which were on the TED Talk stage were fabulous in shaping my journey. Their like lifelong journey, the interaction we had, truly like shaped around. And I'll say not only TEDx, there are many other platforms like I explored around. Why I was there, Young Indians. Participated in as an attendee in TEDx in 2023 when my seniors were hosting, to organizing the TEDx fully fledged in 2024 and 2025. These are the lessons or the leadership qualities which you get tested upon. It was a non-tech event for sure, but I applied technical aspects to it. We had online ticketing, everything sorted. We were discussing on our one-on-one team meetings around the event. We were discussing with great people, like we had different panels from different backgrounds, like IPS. Yogesh Chaudhary joined us in 2024. Rahul Arora from Interview joined us, and many people like HRs who were like shaping the career, shaping the market around that. And I think truly many people from my batch, from the previous batch, took benefit, right? So these events or these talks or whatever the leadership roles you get shape you truly. The interaction, the values, the experiences you get, some or the other day comes in your like path. So for any student, if you get any opportunity like TEDx, to host TEDx, to be part of such teams which host such great events, like TEDx like was a platform for me that was renowned. Like even if I go to another city and I say I hosted a TEDx back in my city, Bhopal, so they know what is a TED platform and it has some value around, right? So I think that was a choice. I took TEDx because it was known quite well, and especially my team, the team I had around that, the college opportunities we get, the TNP support. I think that all shaped the mindset or the guidance which we got from Dr. Anuj Garg. So, and overall, these things were fabulous around in my journey, in personally in college. Yep.
Okay, sir. So you were selected among more than 85,000 applicants for Amazon's ML Summer School. Looking back, do you think your selection was driven more by technical excellence, consistency, or the way you presented your work? What advice would you give students aiming for such highly competitive opportunities?
Uh, I'll say that each like I think we covered most of the part of it. Like you should be disciplined, you should be active, right? And anything like placement opportunity, you should be deterministic that something or the other day I'll get a fair opportunity, and you should be ready. And you should not be waiting for a call from your friend, from your college, or from anyone that here is a day for you to plan around. I think it's your like you have a plate around. You have to take your own servings, right? You have to take and decide what you want to have, what you don't want to have. So carefully curate them because there is a limited space for everyone. There is the same time period for everyone. So each and everything you plan around, be like, I'm not saying that be too serious or something, but be always active, be always uh, in a mood or thing to have a participation for. Overall, that's the main qualities. Apart from that, academics you will balance. Most of us do. uh, 10th, 12th, everything we know how we balance our academics, etc. But for the other things like technical skills or technical aspects I'm talking about, it's all about exploring from your first year, second year, then coming upon a particular skill set which you have, uh, covering the requirements of the industry or the things which are being asked. I think that's pretty much about that. Yeah.
Think about the most common question that is generally asked. Please tell us about the hiring process of EPAM system, like how it started till the final round.
I think, yeah, great question to ask for. I get a lot of queries around. So EPAM has a great like system for hiring candidates from our college. They start with a PPT, pre-placement talk, where they introduce you about the company, its values. Uh, People join in person for a leadership session, and they tell us you about how and what is the core need of EPAM or the industry. They not only come all the way from Hyderabad or some other location to just have a chit chat session. It's like a session like where you can be open to ask doubts, to ask about your future career, uh, what are you looking for. So this everything starts from the pre-placement talk. Everything. Next is the like we have all the like registration on and all being done by training and through via TNP department. Further, we get to into an OA assessment, online assessment. In my case, it was like from home. Like it was the second time EPAM came from in our batch, so it was in from home. Then we had an pen paper test, offline coding test, uh, generally covering DSA. A single question was asked on a pen paper round, and further we were selected for the GD round, group discussion. I think after that, most of us were clear that we will be getting a technical interview and followed by an HR interview. So this is a process which EPAM follows, a very curated and a very good way of like focusing on different aspects, from communication to technical, from having a blend of experience in like different leadership positions to giving the students experience of what EPAM wants. I think this is all around the process which EPAM follows for hiring. There can be like different cases like you may or may not have a pen paper round. You may have the OA round from the college, because we also had a OA round from college in the early phase hiring for interns. So you should be prepared. You should be not focusing on how much rounds we have, how much rounds we have to clear. You should be deterministic for all round competition, because you're competing with yourself, and building competency is what EPAM wants as one of its values. Yeah.
Yes, it's quite clear.
Sir, during interviews, what do interviewers notice that the students usually don't realize that the recruiters are evaluating? Was there any moment where you genuinely felt you might have got rejected? And what happened afterwards? How did you handle that situation if it happened?
Uh, I think this is a very common thing which we face, because each interviewer, maybe a senior staff engineer, maybe uh, a recent grad or a recent 2 to 3 years experienced one. So each interviewer has his own experience, his own pattern of checking a candidate. So it happened to me in one company that I didn't have Python as my core stack. I have utilized Python, but it was not in my. I was a Java full stack guy, and the interviewer was keen to know that I have learned Python, or even though I didn't mention in my resume, but they were keen to know that why I haven't explored Python. So we started with that. We had a discussion around why I haven't explored Python yet, and slowly and firmly, I think if I would have said wrong, like I have learned Python, pretending to pretending to have done Python and then all, I think that could be a false thing. And the interviewer was very kind. He just uh, explored me around my technology stack, my projects, and then we decided that what to discuss. Even though I was not knowing Python, not knowing the core concepts, the libraries, etc., because I was from a Java guy or C++ one. So he gave me a space that I could explain more about my projects, how I implemented the common concepts around OOPS, different technologies which I utilize, the cloud concepts which I was aware of, uh, the generative AI concepts, or the subjects which I studied in my university exams. Even I remember he asked me about the big data, Hadoop, and etc., which I just learned the previous semester in the exams. Most of us skip them, but interviewers are keen to know what you learned in your academics, in your curriculum, at least the headings of that particular subject, because all these shape you in some or the other way. Because if you are attentive even to know the headings of your subject, the concepts you covered theoretically, they really gets a feeling that you can even explore docs in detail, have hands on that, and you can be a good engineer. After all, they need a person who can learn, unlearn, and relearn. That's all. I think matters a lot from a technical interviewer expectations or a company's values. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So, have you ever given the answer that wasn't technically perfect, but still impressed the interviewer? Like just you told in the previous question that you honestly told about the Python. So, like it was like just as you have not mentioned the Python, but like the question asked from your course time, and it's usual that person didn't knew everything. So, like from that, any mistake happened?
I think even like the previous batches or my batch, many of us same problem, same situation we have faced. It happens sometimes on a one-on-one interview. Our interviewer expects something, we told something, but he didn't expect that, or he expected something else. So it's a normal thing. It's the human cycle that we have some limitations to learn. We have that limited time to tell around, and I think it happens a lot because even if you like memorize or mug up the definition, sometimes the interviewers not focus on don't focus directly on the definition part. He only needs the gist of it, like what's the core concept behind it, why are you thinking that way. And an interviewer is one who is not focusing on your definitions like a college or university exams. He's focusing on what you learned. Do you know the concept around? Do you know specific things? Like, say for me, if I have studied Python in my curriculum, yes, I have studied. So I knew basics of Python, how different types of data types are there in Python, how basic syntax is written in Python. So if you have or haven't studied something, just carefully get around it. Like mention that you have not studied, and even if the interviewer asks you to try once, say it's a common concept in Java or Python, you can give it a try, mentioning that I as I know, uh, like current knowledge आपका जितना है. So you can mention that कि I have something in mind that it could be reference to that. So the interviewer at least understand that you have some technical understanding, you have the knowledge of some other stuff, but you can apply it here, like the four pillars of OOPS, or the common concepts of clean code. These are all around what an interviewer focuses on truly.
It was really nice that the honesty, mainly you are referring towards the honesty, not being bookish towards the
Yeah,
interview.
yeah. Be smart. Be smart. Don't think that the interviewer is like too cruel. Be smart enough to speak around. Be be like in a situation to handle the technical aspect as well as the things you don't know, because the industry is truly evolving, and I think we are more into a multi-stack environment right nowadays. We expect everything from as we know, we learn from AI tools, we take help from them. So be that efficient that at least you know the topics around. Even if you utilize AI for everything, you should be aware of the things you are utilizing it for. You should be concerned about what you are sharing, because all these aspects are like really judged upon in an interview. Because if you like directly say that I have built a project using AI or something, he will surely ask how you were aware of the concepts or not. Because even if an AI tool or something builds a project, but the engineer's task is to do better than that, find some loopholes, even utilize more and more AI tools to fix that loopholes, or have something around his or his her brain so that the solution can be more flexible, more efficient. And that's what an engineer's task is, I think. That's my take. Yeah.
So, sir, if you had to rank technical knowledge, communication skills, confidence, and problem solving ability, how would you rank them and why?
So that's like a regular flow in life. If you have like a good confidence to speak on, even in if your native language, it's the stepping stone. Because in India, especially in India, even if you can't express yourself correctly, you are lacking around, right? Even in if something goes around, like even if I am talking to my friend, if I can't confidently explain him something or refer to a situation, it's the first thing, the confidence. Second comes for a technical interview or any casual conversation, the communication part. Communication really plays a great role. Even if you have great technical aspects around, communication is the key. Because if you are not able to communicate your ideas, your aspects of a project, of a casual discussion, of a PPT or presentation, anything, uh, you will not be getting the same thing which you were expecting. Because communication really plays a role in everything. So I'll rate confidence and communication as the core things first. Then comes technical aspects of your daily life. Daily life as in that if you are a technical guy giving a technical interview, you should be well aware of the technical concepts like basics of a particular language. Like each company will be asking something, or the uh, requirement is like TSA aptitude, having some problem solving mindset around maybe a puzzle or a skill question. So be prepared around that. So technical aspect is one of the things. Apart from that, the most important thing is the well-being or the well behavior of yours from the start of the placement season to the end. If a person is not well behaved, matured enough to take decisions, stay confident, or lay say stay confident as in that if you think that one company has rejected me or you were not part of the final selection list, I think you should not be stressed upon that you do something or the other thing which is in the wrong way. You should be patient enough. You should reanalyze your whatever you studied, reanalyze your shortcomings, and come up with a more better next time, right? So these are the five or four things I think: confidence, communication, technical aspect, and the most important, the well-being and the presentation you make on any of the interviewer or the guys coming from different companies for a session or a recruitment drive, or even if you are interacting regularly. These are the very crucial aspects which you should consider uh, in your whole life, I think. Yeah.
Okay, Bhaiya. So now there are also some questions coming from the live chat of the YouTube session. There's a question here that was what was the difficulty level of the TSA question that was asked?
So keeping in mind all the companies which I gave for, so people start exploring DSA questions from array strings to some from linear data structure to a non-linear one, right? So I'll say be prepared for the DSA rounds, because don't expect that only a simple problem will be there and you will clear it and you will get, because everything matters. Like even if a simple problem is there and your time is getting mishandled, you will lose upon, right? Because time matters when we are a batch of 300 students or a 1,000 students giving a particular exam. Time matters a lot. If someone solved it like quite fast, uh, with his determination, not via wrong methods, he would definitely will be getting to the next round. So topics we will think of like in EPAM, I'm saying. So in my case, it was like in the OA rounds, it was like array strings or a question around some mathematical logic. In the pen paper coding round, we were giving a question around applying a binary search on a tree. We were given a single question. It was kind of a story based. We have to write the code or the thinking around. And I think most of us who went for the interview in Indore didn't expected a tree question. Even I didn't expect it. But I think since I explored all the DSA topics from array strings, linear data structures to the non-linear ones, so it came upon like if I haven't studied trees or any other question like that or concepts of TP, I haven't performed well in some of the interviews, or like even in EPAM in the pen paper test or some other company which were coming up for the placements, because in the technical interviews you could be asked about tree graphs concepts as well, because companies knows that people these days are like having all the resources but are not exploring, so they want you to explore at least all the DSA topics, know about different stuff like collections API, how they work internally, because nowadays the OA level or the expectation from the fresher is changing. You could have faced a story based question. You could have faced a lead code style question. You could also be told to write like the boilerplate code or the input output to take. So you should be prepared all around. You should not expect that a simple question is coming on, but you should be well versed with the common concepts, the patterns, and be prepared for any challenge which may be coming up. Bare minimum is like array strings, concepts of like collections API, maps. So these are the bare minimum things. Common questions are there, sheets are available, but the thing is you should know the concept so you can apply it on a different question if it's get twisted as well. Yeah.
Thank you for referring to the clear topics, William. Welcome the students.
So there's one more question from the live chat. Which project did the interviewer focus on, and did they ask you to explain your code?
So as I told, like I had three projects or two projects depending on the company or the stack which it is hiring for. So a common project of mine is was the Smart India Hackathon project, which we prepared around taking time around 1 or 2 months. And me and my friends were like brainstorming, working on the project for a long time. So I had a detailed pipeline, or you can say everything in detail about that project. So the project was a smart surveillance system for the MP police. So it was a problem statement proposed to us by the Smart India Hackathon, via the Smart India Hackathon team, proposed by Madhya Pradesh Police Department. So it was a challenge we need to solve, right? So straight from the selecting a problem statement to building a solution around, the whole process was like quite interesting. We started from a basic solution from a computer webcam to exploring the whole CCTV infrastructure, a sample data set of our own college infrastructure with the CCTV cams. We tested it around in different conditions. So knowing in detail about your project, at least one project is a must have, because even if you prepare a project one night before your interview, you take it from a GitHub repo or a friend's laptop or his portfolio, you should be well versed with that. And the best way to present a project, even it's a simpler one, is that you should be well versed, that you can write code if asked. You should be confident to write a API around that. You should be well versed with the concept you utilize. You should be well versed with the problems around that. And all these aspects are crucial, right? Because if you miss upon that, you will surely be behind some people who are like working hard, building their own projects, working on different stacks like different aspects of their projects, like how to scale a database, how to host my project over cloud, deploy it, because these are the things which are needed in a real life scenario by a company or by his clients. So yeah, that's all around that. Your projects are your personal belongings or your personal aspects, which you should be well versed in. You should not be like, if you have time, utilize that time in building some good projects around, having a value around it, because companies or interviewers don't entertain some gimmicky projects in these days. Because if a project is of a scale, or even if the idea behind is an interesting one, the interviewer definitely gets interested towards it. You have to just explain it in simple terms, even the complex projects, and he will be like really interested in exploring around, having a good discussion. Yeah, that's the thing which I faced and I have a reviewed on. Yeah.
Okay, Bhaiya. So now referring to the most famous scene of Three Idiots, another question is coming from that in the live chat. कि कितनी salary लोगे discuss कर ले? How to deal with negotiations?
Okay. I think this is not a question to be asked for an on-campus placement offer, or even nowadays in a fresher interview, because ये वाला जो question है, how much will you charge us or how much we will be paying you. So when I'm talking about our own college, so most of the companies have their own offerings. Maybe someone will be having a fixed offering of a single package. Maybe someone will be coming with three different layers of package. One will be lower, medium, and the higher one. So I think for a fresher, the salary negotiation part, at least for now, is not considered in a good MNC, because they have a fresher starting package, etc. They have a curriculum design, what they will be training around, what they will be giving to a fresher. Each company has its CTC decided. So keeping it for the later stage of your life when you perform a switch, or I think whenever if you are in a startup environment, I think the most of the aspects which I took around a company is having its detailed review over the internet, how the interviews or experiences are there, how the people who are working there having their experience, and the most important, get connected with your seniors who are working, because they are the one who are like holding the lights, which can give you a path to a company or to a negotiation, if you're saying, because a senior is someone who has faced the same problem in some or the other day. If he or she can be a guiding light, it is a great way to learn about that org, or anything around your interviews, the aspects which you are focusing on. Yeah.
Sir, what qualities help you get selected that aren't usually mentioned in any placement preparation guide?
I think most of us placed or unplaced. I think a common like skill, or you can say capability, is like be yourself, be confident enough to represent yourself, be active in both listening, speaking, understanding the other side, others perspective, and be well versed with your environment, because if you stay behind in a competitive environment, if you think that I have some time for some that stuff, and you have a better opportunity waiting for you, the opportunity will surely not wait for you, that for sure. And I think keeping all these aspects, that the things which make you like differentiated are your confidence, your honesty towards your work, towards your commitment, towards your study, and having a great interaction with the people around you, being positive, thinking everything in a positive and a well behaved or a disciplined way in your life. Because if you lack skills like these, some way or the other way, you need to work upon them, you need to overcome, and be prepared for your next steps in your future. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So, very important question, sir, that if a student feels that they are already behind everyone else, what advice would you give them? Like, it happens a lot when you see our peers are moving ahead. We feels a fear, it gives a feeling of inferiority to us that everyone is going, what will happen, what I am going to do. So, the most important question there, what one should do
I
practically.
think there will be a phase in everyone's life that some way or the other way, another person will be having a better opportunity. Maybe you will be having a better opportunity. The other person will be lagging. This is a way the life trains you. Like if you are chasing something, your friend is chasing the same thing. If he is getting, then this is the opportunity for you to overcome that particular stuff which you're lacking. Be it a competency, be it your procrastination, anything which you think makes you lagged upon. And I truly believe that, like in a placement season or in a competitive environment, surely someone will be getting placed early, someone will be getting placed lately, or maybe in mid, or maybe he is not serious, then maybe not. So I'll say, first of all, that don't count the time which you have been, like how much time is left. Don't panic, because whatever you have, right? The time you have, it will be remaining the same. If you panic, you will be wasting it around. And I think pretty much like I was also lacking in some things, like I was not like well enough to do the DSA questions too quickly as my friends were doing. But I slowly and carefully planned around it, got hold on some topics, and this is how it works, right? If you like just procrastinate, say that I have less and less time, you will not get around that thing. So I think being responsible, that if some situation or condition is like keeping you backing, like keeping you backward, or keeping you aside from other things which are better for you, I think these situations need to be handled smartly without panic. Maybe you can take good advice from your senior, but act what you want, like, because each condition or each statement or each guidance is different for everyone, right? You can take everyone's views, but be yourself. What's your capacity? Utilize that fully. Even if your capacity is say X, try to reach that capacity and improve scale, because if you study some XRs during the placement season, and if you don't study on a regular day, when there is no online assessment coming up, you will surely be lacking upon, because this is what consistency tells us, that if you be consistent with anything, if you be consistent with your schedule, with your routine planning, you will surely be succeeding in some other way. And I think most of us face issues like consistency, DSM and AM, consistency in like learning something. I think you should give some time around that. Whatever the time you have, you should plan and focus on that, because it's the stepping stone which you have to take on your own. No one will be like applying it for you. No one will be having it for you. So be prepared for that. Manage your time. Don't panic. Act smart. That's it.
Thank you so much, sir. That was wonderful answer.
Okay, so the session now has come to an end. Sir, thank you so much for sharing your experiences so openly and honestly. Your journey, your challenges, and your advice will surely inspire every student sitting here today. It was an absolute pleasure having you with us.
Thank you so
And
much,
one
guys.
more thing I
Ritika and
mentioned
Krishna.
that
Yeah.
so that you joined us from the office. That's also meant a lot for us that you took out your wonderful time and gave us so dedicatedly.
Thank you so much. It was like a pleasure for me to join. I was
Okay,
thinking
so
to interact with juniors, or like say the people who were in the same shoes as I was in. It's a like a great platform. I think the TNP runs, the college like provides the student opportunities with, and I think some or the other day you will also be in my place and having some great time with your juniors. With that said, thank you for having me today. Thanks to the TNP department and the LNCT group. Uh, Thank you so much for joining in. Everyone who was an attendee, who was asking questions, who maybe interacted with me when my session was rescheduled. I think that's all part. You will be part of the same thing in